Number 12. Princess Diana's secret tapes. The fact that the late Princess Diana had an unhappy marriage with her husband, the heir to the British throne, Prince Charles, was no secret. The two were frequently found arguing, fighting, and being unfaithful to one another. However, little is known about their lives while at Buckingham Palace. Before she passed, Princess Diana released several tapes she had made of herself recounting incidents of emotional abuse from the prince. The tapes were given to Andrew Morton, who released them shortly after her death. In one of the tapes, the princess is recounting an incident where she threw herself down the stairs just to get the prince's attention, and she was 4 months pregnant at the time with her first child, Prince William. According to Diana, she had been going through a depressive episode and begged Charles to stay with her instead of going riding. The prince ignored her pleas and said that she was, quote, crying wolf, and that she always did this before he left to go riding. Poor Diana, we miss you. Number 11. Royal Rehab. No one is perfect, not even the royal family. During his younger years, Prince Harry was definitely known as a royal wild child. When Harry was just 17 years old, he admitted to his father, Prince Charles, that he had been experimenting with marijuana and underage drinking. So Charlie took fatherly action and arranged for his son, and third in line for the throne, to attend Featherstone Lodge Rehabilitation Center. The prince didn't actually receive any treatment, but took a guided tour and interacted with patients and staff to understand the potential consequences of substance abuse. The media praised Prince Charles for setting a positive example. The Queen probably shook her head in disapproval and took the corgis for a walk. Number 10. Royal debt. It's no secret that the royal family isn't exactly strapped for cash. Every year, each member of the family is allotted millions in dollars of salary, but sometimes they exceed their allotment. And who has to make up the difference? Well, the British taxpayers. One of the most notorious overspenders was the Queen Mother. She spent so much money that after her death, it came to light that she was over $14 million in debt. At the time, she was getting $1.4 million a year, but apparently that wasn't enough to support her love for fine art and racehorses. Interestingly, taxpayers in the UK are paying more money than ever for the institution, with the latest sovereign grant account showing that it cost $96.28 million in 2020. If you're curious as to the net worth of Queen Elizabeth today, it's about $600 million. Number 9. Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein. Prince Andrew is no stranger to the public's controversial scrutiny. In 2011, it came to light that the prince had a pretty close friendship with American financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. If you've seen the Netflix documentary about Epstein, you know this story already. In June 2008, Epstein was found guilty of soliciting prostitution from underage girls and 1 count of conspiracy to commit sex trafficking. Police had launched an investigation into Epstein after a mother of a 14-year-old girl came forward with some disturbing and unsettling news and unsettling evidence. Epstein was sentenced to 18 months in jail but released after only serving just 13. Since Epstein's arrest, the Duke of York has issued several statements about their friendship. It's not like he could really deny them because there were photos of the two on Epstein's island. In November of 2019, he recorded an interview at Buckingham Palace about their relationship. Andrew said he did not regret his friendship with Epstein, and soon after, the Queen's son voluntarily stepped back from his royal duties. After pleading not guilty to the crimes, Epstein was denied bail. He was later found dead in his Manhattan cell in 2019. The cause of death was ruled a suicide, but many speculate that it wasn't suicide at all, but rather someone or someone schemed to cover up secrets that they didn't want released to the public. What exactly was the extent of Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein's relationship? Number 8. Prince Andrew, the Fallen One. As we just learned, Prince Andrew may not be the person he wants the world to believe he is. You know how they say you're only as good as the company you keep? Well, if that's the case, Prince Andrew really isn't much good at all. Before his 2011 dalliance with Epstein, the prince went publicly on a holiday to Tunisia with a convicted gun smuggler by the name of Tarek Katouni. Libyan-born Katouni is said to have presented Andrew and his daughters with expensive jewelry in exchange for some of the prince's business influence. Yikes. Suspicious. Very suspicious. The press quickly pounced on the royal for being so blatant about his deplorable social circle, with the Times stating in 2015 that, quote, Prince Andrew dazzles easily when confronted with immense wealth and apparent power. He's fallen for, quote, friendships with bad, corrupt, and clever men. Double yikes. Number 7. Prince Harry's costume. Not long ago, in 2005, Prince Harry, Charles and Diana's youngest son, attended a costume party dressed as a Nazi. This is a risky enough outfit for the average Joe, let alone a British royal. Of course, it didn't take long for pictures from the party to be leaked to the press, who promptly plastered it all over their front pages. Prince Harry has apologized for any offense or embarrassment he has caused. He realizes it was a poor choice of costume, end quote. The media held on to the story for quite a while as it caused widespread outrage all over the world, and rightfully so. The British royal family is known to have had some close friendships and ties with the Nazi Party in the past, so was Harry really in costume at all? Are you aware of the royal family's ties with the Nazi Party? Would you like to know more about it? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 6. Royal eating disorder. As if her life wasn't tragic enough, being trapped in a loveless marriage in the public eye put massive amounts of pressure on the late Princess Diana. In the same secret tapes we discussed before, she spoke candidly about how Charles had driven her to have an eating disorder. Quote, "The bulimia started the week after we got engaged. My husband put his hand on my waistline and said, 'Oh, bit chubby here, aren't we?' And that triggered something in me. I was desperate. Diana was just 19 years old when she got engaged to Charles, who had previously dated her older sister Sarah, which is a whole other scandal. On her honeymoon, Diana was vomiting 3 to 4 times a day, and this disorder continued for several years until she got professional help. Number 5. The Royal and the Convict. 7th in line for the throne, Beatrice Elizabeth Mary, better known as Princess Beatrice, hasn't been one to stay in the public eye. While the daughter of the Duke and Duchess of York maintains a sociable appearance for all intents and purposes, she rarely makes royal visits. Princess Beatrice is a socialite and philanthropist, but she came into the spotlight in 2006 when it was revealed that she was romantically involved with a convict. When the princess was just 17 years old, she started dating American playboy Paolo Liuzzo. Prior to his relationship with Princess Beatrice, Liuzzo was arrested for the manslaughter of a young man named Jonathan Duchalier. Duchalier was brutally beaten and died as a result of his injuries in 2002 after allegedly confronting Liuzzo for being disrespectful to females at a party. Amazingly, the manslaughter charge was dropped and reduced to assault and battery. Liuzzo even broke the terms of his probation while wooing Beatrice by taking a trip to the French Alps. Tabloids went wild with the story, and it was clear that the public didn't approve. However, the palace released a statement saying, quote, "As any parent will know, the most important element in a relationship with your child is trust. We all have our own journeys and have to learn our own way, but Beatrice is a sensible girl, soon to be 18, with many friends including Paolo. We must trust her judgment." Thankfully, the relationship was short-lived. Number 4. Prince Harry and Prince Philip using racial slurs. Earlier on in his youth, Prince Harry gained a reputation amongst the press as the royal wild child. The comparison was made between him and his brother Prince William, with his brother being deemed the golden child. Prince Harry was seldom seen making a royal appearance, but was instead known for partying, drinking, clashing with other people, and at one instance, using racial slurs. The incident was brought to light in January of 2009 after a video surfaced of Prince Harry calling a fellow cadet of Pakistani origin a derogatory term, Paki. Interestingly enough, Prince Harry had been the one to record the incident himself. The incident occurred as he and his fellow cadets were preparing to fly over Cyprus. During the video, Prince Harry can be seen being unruly towards other cadets as well. The palace issued a formal apology, and Prince Harry made a public appearance stating that he was remorseful of the incident. The incident sparked a mass uproar because Harry wasn't the first royal who had used racial slurs. His grandfather, Prince Philip, was a frequent target because of his poor choice of words. Number 3. Major James Hewitt, Daddy? One of the most frequent rumors surrounding the British royal family, second only to the one that claims the royal family planned Princess Diana's death, was the one wherein it was claimed that Prince Harry wasn't in fact Prince Charles' biological son. The rumors were fueled by the fact that the father-son duo bore no resemblance whatsoever. While Prince William was the perfect blend of both of his parents, Prince Harry is a natural redhead. Martin Bashir, a journalist working with the BBC, interviewed Princess Diana for the Panorama series in 1995. Princess Diana had been separated from Prince Charles at the time. The divorce was subsequently finalized in 1996. During the interview, Princess Diana made a startling revelation. She had a 5-year relationship with Major James Hewitt. Their relationship became strained when Hewitt was sent away for the Gulf War, and they ended things for good when the news of the two of them ran in the tabloids. The affair lasted from 1986 until 1991. Although Prince Harry was born on September 15th of 1994, rumors suggest that James Hewitt might be the prince's biological father. Why? The two bear a striking resemblance. They're both natural redheads. The palace hasn't issued an official statement surrounding the rumors, but multiple members have denied the rumors separately. They claim that Princess Diana carried the genes from her own paternal side. Major James Hewitt also denied the claims. Number 2. Secret Love Child. Princess Anne was married to Lieutenant Mark Phillips on the 14th of November 1973 at Westminster Abbey. Prince Anne was the Queen's only daughter, therefore the Queen spared no expense in throwing the most lavish wedding. As a gift, the couple was given Gatcombe Park as a wedding present. They were seemingly perfect for one another and had 2 children, a son Peter and a daughter Zara. Mark Phillips had notoriously been incredibly flirtatious and charming in his youth, although he had seemingly left that life behind after marrying Princess Anne. But in August of 1985, within 10 years of his marriage to Princess Anne, it was reported that Phillips had fathered a child as a result of an affair. He had a daughter with his mistress, an art teacher in New Zealand named Heather Token. He claimed it wasn't an affair at all, but a one-night stand. Still, that night made him the father of his 3rd child, Felicity. At first, he totally denied Felicity, but Heather, being a single mom, demanded child support. Mark secretly paid his one-time lover $12,000 a year, but refused to have anything more to do with his secret daughter. When the payments trailed off, Heather sought to secure a better deal for their daughter and took the matter to court in 1991. DNA testing confirmed that Phillips was indeed the father. We all know how wild rumors can get and how far bad press can go, so the palace had no choice but to announce the affair to the public. Prince Anne and Mark Phillips declared their intention to separate in 1989, although no official notice of the divorce was issued. The affair definitely put a strain on their marriage, and some even speculated that Prince Anne might have been unfaithful too, as some sort of revenge scheme, though that has never been proven. They officially divorced on the 23rd of April 1992, and both parties have since remarried. What a royal mess. Number 1. British royal? Really royal? In a shocking turn of events, the British royal family might not even be a royal family at all. Richard III was killed fighting the forces of Henry Tudor at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485, the last major battle of the Wars of the Roses. The location of Richard III's body had long been of interest to the members of the Richard III Society, a group established to bring about the reappraisal of the king's tarnished reputation. In 2012, more than 500 years after his death, Richard III's remains were finally uncovered. DNA testing confirmed that the remains were indeed his. However, they also confirmed that Richard III shared no paternal relation with other nobles. The information was kept hidden from the press for a long time, and even today the royal family refuses to comment on the news, referring to them as rumors. If indeed true, that would mean that the British royal family is a product of an affair that occurred centuries ago, somewhere along the line. The story of the excavation and subsequent findings were told in Richard III, The King in the Car Park. The documentary was broadcasted on the 4th of February 2013, so it's possible the Queen might not really be of noble descent. Thanks for watching. Would you like to learn more secrets about the royal family? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time on The Bad Badger.